Thank you, Pamela, for that wonderful prelude. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see everybody here this morning. I certainly am delighted to be here this morning with you all, celebrating life and celebrating love. Welcome to the Center of Peace and our Sunday morning celebration. Welcome to all who are joining us online on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Welcome to all who are live and in person here at the center. My name is Twana Malone. I am the senior minister here at the Center of Peace, and my pronouns are she, her, and they. And this morning, we have a wonderful service in store. We have our licensed professional practitioners assisting us in our service this morning. Leading us in our practice of meditation this morning is Tanya Skeef, leading us in the ringing of the chakra bowl and giving us all an opportunity to bring our attention and our awareness into this moment and to be so present in this moment is Zuma Gonzalez. Leading us this morning in our treatment, our affirmative prayer, is Tanya Skeef. Leading us this morning in our selected and sacred readings is Alima A. Boyd. Holding consciousness for us this morning in quiet repose and in prayer, knowing the truth about our time together and it unfolding in the most wonderful and magnificent way as Sandra Forrest, Helen Moore, and Jerry Walker, all who are in quiet repose and prayer this morning. Our music is being sung forth through Mr. Warren Cooper. Greeting all who walk into our sacred space this morning is Pamela Bottoms, and I'm not sure if someone, and Keenan Taylor. We have Al, Vern, and Nicole on the ones and twos, holding things down on the technological side of life. So with that, we are all set. Let us all take a collective breath as Tanya comes forward to lead us in our practice of meditation.
Good morning. All right, get comfortable in your seats. Gently close your eyes. Allow your shoulders to soften. Relax your jaw. And let your hands rest comfortably. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale completely. Again, breathe in peace and breathe out anything you no longer need. One more deep breath, inhaling the presence of spirit, exhaling into ease and grace. Now bring your awareness to your heart. Silently repeat, I am here. I am present. I am safe. Now feel yourself settling more deeply into this moment. Now affirm, I am peace. I am light. I am love expressing itself perfectly. Allow these words to gently wash over you. Now breathe in deeply and affirm, I am whole, I am worthy, I am enough exactly as I am. Feel the truth of these words settling into every cell of your being. And now, I am guided by divine wisdom. I am supported by infinite love. I am open to all the good that life has for me. Take another slow, deep breath. And as you breathe, affirm, I am grateful, I am blessed, I am a radiant expression of the divine. And finally, I am peace, I am love, I am joy, I am. Rest in a sacred silence for a few moments. Gently bring your awareness back to the room. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, softly open your eyes, carrying with you the remembrance, I am peaceful, I am whole, I am the living presence of love. And so it is. There is one life, one love, one infinite presence, and that presence is right where we are. In this sacred moment, we open our hearts to peace, to wisdom, to the gentle movement of spirit moving within us, to the quiet whisper saying, "Be still and know that I am God." I know that today's service awakens our oneness with God and with everyone else. Every word spoken, every song brings comfort. It is a blessing, bringing inspiration and renewal. I am so thankful for our time here today together. Blessing Reverend Twana as she delivers yet another powerful message. Grateful for everyone who has taken a role or part in our service today, making it all that it is. And so as we gather here with a grateful heart, I know that this service unfolds in perfect divine order and that all is well. I'm also blessing everyone here today and all of those who may be joining us virtually. And it is with a grateful heart that I release these words, trusting completely in the divine activity of spirit, knowing that it is done unto you as you believe. I release, I let go, and we affirm together, and so it is.
Thank you, Tanya, for leading us in our treatment and our meditation, our time of practice. Thank you. So, happy 4th of July, everybody. And what I'd like to do now is to invite you all to turn your attention to our vision and our mission that is found to the right of me. I think the balloons are covering it up. So in the back of your chairs, you do have the vision and the mission written out, although I know it lives in your heart, and you probably know it by heart. Let us read it aloud together and read it in such a way that we know it and realize it to be true in our lifetime, not in some other time. Our vision: a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission: the center of peace is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I'd like to invite you to please stand and join as we prepare ourselves to sing our congregational song again, "I Am One," written by our licensed retired practitioner, Bayless Webb. If you're unfamiliar with the lyrics to the song, you can find the lyrics on a card in the back of your chair so that you can sing along with us if you choose to. All right.
Spirit, the Holy Spirit. it dwells inside of me. This perfect spirit, pure loving spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me where'er I go. I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit. It lives within me, and so I am a spirit. I think a spirit. Its life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know God's life is my life. I know.
So let us not miss out on this perfect opportunity to welcome each other this morning into our sacred space as we allow our eyes to glaze around the room, falling just where they might as we welcome each other. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, yes. All right, you may be seated. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here at the Center of Peace. And if this is your first time here on a Sunday, celebrating love and celebrating life with us, we'd love to be able to take this opportunity to welcome you into our sacred space this morning. I'm not sure if I see anybody new this morning, so let us welcome each other this morning as we allow love to flow from our hands, from our hearts, through our hands as an expression of it. We just welcome each other by saying, welcome to the Center of Peace.
Welcome to the Center of Peace.
I know who you really and truly are.
I know who you really and truly are.
You are still a perfect emanation of love itself.
You are still a perfect emanation of love itself.
Perfect just the way you are.
Perfect just the way you are.
I honor you,
I honor you,
and I welcome you.
and I welcome you.
Welcome to the Center of Peace. Comes up this morning to do our announcements. From last weekend. Carletta Murray, Susan Saunders, our chairs, Akonke, and Judith. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, a special, and Becky, yes, and Becky, yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank the choir for being ready and prepared to show out with Ricky Byers and all their hard work put into it. I want to thank Nicole for holding things down on the sound system on Saturday. Yes, bringing it all together. I want to thank Ayenda Lambert for making sure that the world knew we were having a big 25-year celebration and all her work. I want to thank the Finance Care Circle and Helen Moore for all their work, keeping everything aligned and in place, keeping their eye on the money and all that it takes, and knowing all that it would take to bring it together and make it such a wonderful, wonderful experience for us all. And certainly, I want to thank Shanae and our photographer and the band and Aaron. It was just spectacular. Magnificent, if I do say so myself. So with that, please.
I'm kind of high too. All right. Beyond the four walls, Allende.
You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm floating here. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, so while we're talking about the 25th, let me just tell you, I've been getting emails and texts of photos. This is what I want. I would love to receive photos from you so I can put it into this folder so everyone can be a part of that experience. If you weren't there, I want to make sure you feel like you were there with those photos. These photos were beautiful, so I'm going to share them. I'm trying to hold off on sending the newsletter out because they're still coming in. So when the newsletter comes in, you're going to see that button. We're going to have as many there. So please keep bringing them, okay? Keep sending them either through my text, if you have my number. If you don't, email it at marketing@thecenterofpeace.org, okay? All right, y'all? All right? All right? Okay, all right. So listen, you know what time of the year it is, right? Beach days, that's right. Okay, so yes, it's back. This is the 4th year. So we have those 3 dates, June 17th, it was a blast. And we have another one, July the 15th. And the one after that is August the 12th. If you're wondering what that is, this is an opportunity for us to go beyond those 4 walls, to go meet up on a Wednesday morning at the beautiful Ocean City, New Jersey. It's a great opportunity to create community, and we've been doing a great job at it, right? Exactly. So again, July the 15th and August the 12th. And I am complete. Thank you.
More announcement. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Donna Brown and the great Tanya Skeef. We want to thank them too for creating our booklet. It was so beautiful, wonderfully put together, and will commemorate and live on forever.
Thank you. Zoom, the Essential Ernest Holmes.
Last time. Morning, family. If anybody knows where my voice is, please tell it to come back. I miss it. So starting July 29th, yes, the end of this month, I will be facilitating the Essential Ernest Holmes, which is a comprehensive course that explores the profound writings of Ernest Holmes, providing a deep exploration of his transformative teachings. From his introspective and devotional writings to his impressional teachings to future leaders, this course uncovers the essence of Holmes's wisdom by recognizing his love for humanity and his ability to perceive beyond surface level problems. Participants will discover the timeless relevance of his teachings, which foreshadowed modern psychology. Holmes emphasized the boundless potential. Blah, blah, blah. The course is $240. It'll be Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9:30. It'll be great. There's a lot in that one book. The book that's required is The Essential Ernest Holmes by Reverend Jesse Jennings. I've taught it before. I've taken the class. It was essential. It's an essential course if you intend on moving into the track for becoming a licensed practitioner. Any questions? Talk to me. I'm complete.
Thank you, Zuma. We're on the lookout for your voice too, dear. Membership orientation, that's our Rita Naylor.
Good morning, Center of Peace family. And I know if you attended, the 25th anniversary, and you are not a member, I know you were like, how do I sign up? I too am floating. And so great. Of course you left your voice last Sunday. But extraordinary, extraordinary. If you've been thinking about becoming a member and attended last 25th, well, whatever, we'd love to invite you to take your spiritual journey with us. We have a new members orientation, which was scheduled for Wednesday, July 15th. However, I am still in party mode, and Carletta, myself, and Tanya will be doing the orientation, and we're going to be at the beach. So we've rescheduled, just being real. And so we've rescheduled it to Thursday, July 16th, and it will be via Zoom from 6 to 8:30. Our new member ceremony will be held on Sunday, July 19th, during our celebration service, and we're welcoming our newest members into our family. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce our membership care circle. We're delighted to welcome Tanya. Tanya's a busy young lady. Welcome Tanya Skeef to our membership committee, as well as, wait a minute now, Kiana Webb, Patricia Grady, Deborah Ford, Susan Saunders, Carlotta Murray, and myself. If you have any questions about membership, please see one of us, and we would be happy to talk to you about it. And once again, we hope to welcome many new members on July 19th. And it is not July 15th, it will be July 16th. Even if you see it online, it is July 16th, Thursday, from 6 to 8:30. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. And completing the circle, that's our Cynthia.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, completing the circle is having another small circle survey, July 26th, on education. We are asking for 6 to 8 people to participate. It will be after Sunday service, starting at 1 p.m. and last about an hour and a half. Those who participate will receive a token of appreciation in the form of a Wawa gift card. To sign up, you can contact me, Barbara Jones, Trish Grady, Sosan Robinson, Carolyn Hoke, or Reverend T. You can also sign up on our website, thecenterofpeace.org, or in our newsletter, Get Involved, Stay Inspired. Thank you.
The TCP board is in appreciation and gratitude to those of you who contribute financially to our Sunday parking. Thank you for the help to ensure that parking is available to all each Sunday. Beverages must have a lid on them. Please be mindful not to leave things behind. You can receive our Get Involved, Stay Inspired newsletter by scanning the QR code behind your seats. Please check out our website for more information at thecenterofpeace.org. Like us, follow us, and subscribe on all social media platforms. Practitioners are available after service for prayer. Written prayer requests can be placed in the prayer box located on the table in the front door. Wednesday meditations are on Teams from 8 to 9 p.m. Details can be found on our website and in our newsletter. And finally, if you would like to announce a TCP-related activity at next Sunday's service, please contact operations by Friday at operations@thecenterofpeace.org. And we're complete.
Grace and peace, TCP fam.
I believe we have a floating quorum. Wonderful to bask in the beauty of that moment, those set of moments, and if we're floating, be prepared not to come back down. This is always an interesting time of year for me and for many who, in the midst of such vibrant political independence celebration, have other flavors of that experience. And yet, the vision of the Negro spiritual that calls us into a celebration of the vision where freedom is an actual thing. And from those of us who recognize it from a spiritual perspective, we know that there is one path to freedom. So we celebrate that. And as we do, I'd like you to maybe close your eyes and envision what you think you mean when you use the word freedom. The word, the image, the color. And I want you to envision yourself there. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me, my Lord. And when oneness comes around, peace on earth can be found, 'cause we're at home in our souls and truly free. We're free. Peace is freedom. Love is freedom. Justice is freedom over me, my Lord. And when oneness comes around, peace on earth will be found, 'cause we'll be at home in our souls and truly free. Why don't you sing it with me? Say, oh, freedom. Oh, And when oneness comes around, peace on earth can be found, 'cause we're at home in our souls and we're free. Say, peace is freedom. Peace is freedom. Love is freedom. Justice is freedom over me, my Lord. Oneness, and when oneness comes around, peace on earth will be found, 'cause we'll be at home in our soul. We'll be at home in our soul. We'll be at home in our souls. Truly free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh,
Good morning, family. I too am floating on a cloud or somewhere up there. Would everyone kindly stand and repeat after me the affirmation? I live boldly in freedom. Moving and being a holy, holy individualization of spirit. And so it is. Now I'd like to ask if our peace readers could come up and read their peace quotes.
Grand Rising, everyone. Nothing can bring you peace but the triumphant of principles, by Ralph Waldo Emerson.
When you live in peace, you can be moved, but you cannot be troubled. Keoma Dunkley, TCP member. Releasing the past from defining the present is a quiet return to peace. That's Betty Boyd. Licensed science of mind practitioner.
Rest in God and say amen. Ricky Byers.
All right, now for today's reading, it's entitled Until Today by Iyanla Vanzant. I will know peace when fear no longer determines what I do not do. How long have you been living with the fear of being hurt, abandoned, or rejected? What have these fears motivated you to do? More importantly, what have they motivated you not to do? When you live with the fear of being hurt, it is difficult to experience peace. When you hold back in fear of being abandoned, you will not find peace. When you move through life with fear of being rejected, you also avoid the peace that comes from love. Average human being will go to great lengths to avoid the experience of being hurt, abandoned, or rejected. Hurt takes on a completely different perspective when you're afraid of it. In an effort to protect themselves, some people avoid personal contact or emotional closeness altogether. Others strike first, hurting people before they themselves can be hurt. And when you're afraid of being hurt, you can spend much of your life watching for it, expecting it. What you expect, you usually get. You cannot experience the fullness of your authentic self or of life itself when your primary goal is to avoid hurt. You will never fully know the joy of loving or the peaceful satisfaction of being loved if you hide from the possibility of pain. When hurt becomes your focus, your heart closes. When your heart is closed, your mind fills with thoughts about hurt, beliefs about what can hurt you, how it happens, and how to avoid it. Get out of your head. It is your fear of being hurt that destroys your peace of mind and limits your opportunity to experience love. Until today, you may have believed that avoiding hurt was the path to a peaceful life. Just for today, consider all of the life, love, and peace you may be missing in your attempt to avoid being hurt. Today, open your heart to the fullness of love, life, with no exception of being hurt, with no expectation of being hurt. And so it is.
Maybe just a little bit of rhythm in the room, just like this. So many of you know that I am preoccupied with the position of the Negro spiritual in our future frame. And so this is a rearrangement of an arrangement from did a project called Doing Church with Jazz. And this is an arrangement of a Negro spiritual called My Soul's Been Anchored in the Lord. The thing is that, to be more specific, in this neighborhood, our soul has been anchored in love. So if we could just, as an affirmation and it's practice for what you're going to say to the person in the street that gets on your nerves, you'll say, you know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. You know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. Try it. You know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. You know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. Okay, keep the rhythm in the room. Now that's what you're going to tell other people. But in order to be able to tell other people, you've got to believe it yourself. So this song really is an affirmation about that. You'll say, I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. Try it again. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. Try it again, sing it. I know my soul, my soul, My soul is anchored in love. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. Verse says, I've been rebuked and I've been scorned, but my soul's been anchored in love. You know I've been talked about as sure as you're born, but my soul's been anchored in love. You say I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. I know residents of heaven, so it must be told that my soul's been anchored in love. That it's the hearts, not the streets, that are paved with gold. Oh, my soul's been anchored in love. You say, I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. I know my soul, my soul, my soul's been anchored in. Say it like you mean it. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. I know my soul, my soul, my soul is anchored in love. Say my soul is anchored in love. My soul is anchored in love. My soul is anchored in. I want you to take a real deep breath and sing love as loud and as long as you can. Ready? Love. And so it is.
So, like everybody else, I am filled with last weekend. And just to remind us that was the celebration, but this whole year, the entire year, is the celebration of our 25th anniversary. So we can come up with a whole bunch of other stuff we can do. Not going to be as big, but it will be as significant. And so, given that, I want to take the opportunity to recognize the folks who have gone before us. When we talk about libations, we know that it's a timeless tradition. And the first indication of the first recorded history is in the hieroglyphics of Egypt. And then at that point, they were marrying spirituality and the material world. And then we look at the Sumerians, who thought that their afterlife was in a place called Ker, which was dry and dusty. And they had pipes that went down to the graves, and they poured water into those pipes to make sure that their loved ones weren't thirsty. Well, all of us know that we all come from Africa. Most of us have ties to West Africa. And we have been places where we've seen libation poured, and people do it in many different ways. Excuse me. But everyone is always remembering those who have gone before us. So the liquid symbolizes life and the sustenance of life. The ground, this plant, represents the earth and the foundation. And for us, the foundation is our ancestors. It's also the principles of science of mind. That's our foundation. And the pouring is the flow of life between here and wherever any other place is. So before pouring libation, it's always expected that an elder will be asked permission. And so, Mama Marcy, do I have permission to pour libation? Ashe. During this process, I will say Ashe, and when I do, I want you to repeat it after me. So there were founding spirits who helped build the vision of the Center of Peace. And I will read all of their names. I did want to tell you that this vessel is very special in our family. It comes from the Congo. It is more than 50 years old to keep us tied to the roots of our ancestors. Vernice Bond, Alan Burgess, Norma Cobbs, Dorothy Gibson, Robin Hall, Mary Hurdle, Raina Sloan, Frances Sloan, Virginia Treherne, and Royce Walker. Ashe. And for our congregants, if you like, you can say Ashe after every name, but I'm not going to do that. Frank Bay, Babs Bigham, Greer Bond, Reverend Norm Bouchard, Vina Bright, Leroy Butler, Lily Mae Dorsey, Reverend Nirvana Gale, Dorothy Gibson, Francis Johnson, Bahia Major, Darian Marshall, Sabura Matunde, Nia Nandi, Hildegard Schubert, Alicia Scott, Raina Sloan, Reverend Marie Strakowski, Jehudi Talbert, Marcia White. Ashe. And also to all of those who are here right now in this current life to carry on that vision. Ashe. And for all of the new spirits that are coming into this material world, the new lights, the new spirits, the new thoughts, the newness of life. Ashe. And Ashe means let it be, or so it is. for leading us in such a sacred practice. It was beautiful. So in that spirit then, let us just continue and with a brief moment of gratitude, because we know gratitude opens us up. It opens us up to a load of new information. And in our moment of gratitude, where we put all of our attention and our energy into our heart area and the emotions of the heart, we allow the opportunity for new information to enter into our soul, into our spirit. And moving into a moment of gratitude, we begin to slow down our heart, to soften our heart so that our mind can get busy doing something with this new information. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you all to drop into your heart. What I'm asking you to do is just to put your full attention and your energy into your heart area and begin to feel grateful. It is an opportunity to be engaged in such a practice that is meaningful, that I don't even have the time to explain, but do know that it is meaningful. So let us take this moment then to drop into our hearts. And to allow ourselves just to become grateful, to feel grateful in our hearts, as we have a lot to be grateful for. As we remember our ancestors, let us be grateful. Let us feel this gratitude deep in our hearts. Grateful for those who lived in such a way that we may be free. That we may be free to think, that we may be free to create, that we may be free to live, that we may be free to love, and that we may be free to experience heaven on earth. Grateful. Feel it in your hearts. A lot to be grateful for. Feel it. If you can and you will, allow yourself to feel it even more. A lot to be grateful for. So slowly then, let us bring our attention and our awareness back. Feeling this gratitude in our hearts, open in our heart and in our minds. Slowly come back, come back. Slowly come back. Feeling yourself supported by your seat and grounded by your feet. Come back. Let us all take a collective breath right here. As I share a few spiritual principles to get us anchored this morning in the message, let us remain open. And I'm reading from Ernest Holmes and What We Believe. We've numbered them. You can get a copy of this online by searching Ernest Holmes and What We Believe, or going to our website. We have it there, and you can print out a copy for yourself. This morning, we're working with spiritual principle number 1. We believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. And spiritual principle number 2, we believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. And spiritual principle number 6, we believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. And finally, spiritual principle number 5, we believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. So, we have for 25 years been preaching and teaching and teaching and preaching oneness. And our theme for the year, head and heart, one mind, it continues to invite us to align our heads and to align our heart and to be steadfast in our practice to dissolve all sense of separation so that we may live a life of freedom, so that we might experience oneness at a deeper and deeper level, so that we might give ourselves the opportunity to fully demonstrate a freedom, such a freedom that is a derivative from our desire to change and not to stay the same. A freedom that is the derivative of our steadfastness in our practice of oneness, of dissolving any and all sense of separation. A demonstration of it is the greatest expression of freedom through us. And this type of freedom is evident. There is evidence when one is experiencing freedom. Now, I must say, in the last 2 weeks, on 3 different occasions, people came up to me and with evidence and receipts of our freedom to experience love and light and God and wholeness. One Sunday after service, someone came up to me and they said, listen, I don't know what y'all got going on here, but whatever it is, I like it. It's good. It's good. And then on Sunday, while we were all celebrating at Sescafe, there was another minister in the who was participating with us. And we started our ministry around the same time. And at some point in time, he came up and he found me and we were talking, and he said, he had his hands and he was pointing at everybody and looking at everybody, and he said, this is good. I don't know what y'all got going on, but he insinuated that, you know, I mean, his words was like, wow, all y'all church people in one place, having a good time. Ain't nobody in here acting a fool. Everybody is having a good time. The food is good. Everybody is dancing. Everybody is free to express themselves in any way they so choose. It's evident. It's evident, this freedom that we're talking about today. And then finally, on that same Sunday, the lady that we had been working with, who was our coordinator, at some point in time, she came up to me and she found me and she said, listen, I gotta tell you this. You have got to know, I've been doing this work for, I don't know how long I've been doing this work, working with people and coordinating. I have never experienced people like this. You all are so kind. You all are so loving. I don't know what y'all got going on. I don't know what y'all do, but this, not just me, she said, all the staff, we've been in the back talking about it. We all agree. We've never experienced anything like this. So I said, Dana. It's evident. And, you know, we might be a small congregation, but we are mighty powerful. And we don't know how powerful we are. Last year when I said busting out the windows and the roof come, I meant that. Wholeness and healing. I'm not saying we're perfect, but I am saying that we're powerful. I am saying that we are powerful. You know, I think the meditation for 25 years and the prayers and the teaching and the gratitude and the practice of affirmations, it has worked on all of us. Not perfect, but we are powerful. So this July 4th weekend, then let us be ever more committed to dissolving our sense of separation and more fully embrace freedom. Our freedom to think, our freedom to create, our freedom to live, our freedom to love, our freedom to experience life in such a way that heaven is on earth for us. And we affirm it and know it to be so for everybody else for another 25 years. You know, they call this teaching radical. Hundreds of years ago, said that the teaching was radical. And this teaching, we talk a lot about getting clear about what you want. And that, in and of itself, is something, and it's no small thing to get clear about what it is that you desire, because most people don't know what they desire. Most people don't know what they want, so they get more of what they don't want. So, but getting clear about what you want is one thing, but what really makes the teaching radical is that it asks of us to consider again and again and again and again, what do you value? What do you value is a different question from what do you want? You should remind your neighbor or tell your neighbor what you want is different from what you value. Tell your other neighbor what you want is different from what you value. What makes this teaching so radical is that it asks, what do you value? And if you can answer that question, then you transcend the teaching itself in some way, because you become radical. When you can answer that, what do I value? You yourself become radical. Y'all don't hear me. What I mean by value is, I'm not talking about, a list of things when I'm talking about value, your house, your car. I'm not talking about value in that sense. I'm not even talking about it as a moral list of things that you might list out if one would ask you, what do you value? When I'm talking about value, what I'm talking about is that something that is so essentially yours, your peace, your joy, your love, your integrity, that if you handed it over to another, you would lose yourself. What do you value? If you could answer that, you yourself are radical. It's not a list of good qualities. It's the thing that when you give it away, you stop being you. What do you value? It's important to know what you value, else you be tempted. You be tempted to say the same old things you used to say, and to do the same old things you used to do, and respond the same old way you used to respond. You be tempted to close your open heart again. You be tempted to not trust your trusting heart again. You be tempted to not be so sure of what is sacred about you and your heart. Else you be tempted if you don't know what it is that you value. And Ernest Holmes, in his book, Living the Science of Mind, he has a reading titled Regression. And here's a little bit of what he says. I'm reading from page 385 and 387. He says, from the science of mind viewpoint, emotional regression means withdrawing to a place of safety and security. When a thing regresses, it goes backward. Often there is a tendency in the mind to get away from meeting objective situations which are unpleasant by withdrawing from all objective activity, and in imagination reverting to a chronologically earlier or less adapted pattern of behavior and feeling. He says, it's easy enough to see how one who is surrounded by confusing situations might feel inadequate to cope with them, and unconsciously might seek some place of peace or retirement where nothing can bother them. He says, a completely integrated person is one who has learned to meet everything as it comes along and to make the best of it. And in our science, this is not a hopeless situation. When we say one should make the best of things, we do not mean that one should grin and bear it or even suffer it to be so. For we know there is a way to meet every situation through the use of the power greater than we are. However, we should not close our eyes to reality. If there is a tendency toward regression in ourselves, we must recognize it just as we would any other error and meet it with quiet but positive determination. He says, if a person finds themselves apparently unable to cope with objective situations and consequently finds their mind reverting with a reverting with a certain morbid longing to the thought of getting away from it all, you are in a bad state. He says, this is done by knowing that there is nothing to be afraid of, that we are one with an infinite partner and there is nothing in the universe designed to harm us. Confidence and faith in a power greater than we are must be generated. He says, you might wonder why we mention these negative emotional states. The reason is that in the science of mind, we never seek to avoid an issue, because any condition which is psychologically avoided becomes buried in our consciousness, and unfortunately, it's buried alive. Thus, the conflict goes on beneath the surface of consciousness, where it does more damage than it would if left objective. We must meet every situation as it comes with faith and trust, thereby avoiding regressions, escapes, and frustrations. You must we must, in all of our getting, get clear about what we value, so that when we regress, because it's not a matter of if we're going to regress, as Warren's saying, when somebody rubs you the wrong way, because somebody is going to rub you the wrong way, we must meet every situation as it comes. And if you don't know what you value, you'll be tempted to go back. You'll be tempted to act a fool. You'll be tempted to say and to do things that you would not normally do. You'll be tempted to go back to your old self. But our theme for the month, Overcome to Become, is our invitation to become aware of our desire to go back, to be aware of it and to overcome it. Our desire to say yes when we really should say no. We want to become aware of it so that we can overcome it, so that we can become more free, more open to live and love and experience life. We want to know what it is that we value, so that if something happens and we find ourselves that we have regressed in some way, when we find that we might in our lives be tempted to hand over our value for another person's comfort, so that in case we are tempted to hand over our value for another person's comfort, so that if you are tempted to hand over your peace, to hand over your love, to hand over your truth, to hand over beauty for another person's comfort, that you realize that there is something that you need to overcome, so that you can become aware of what it is that you're engaged in doing, so that you can stand up and answer for yourself, whose comfort am I buying, and at the cost of my peace? What do you value? When you can answer that, you become radical. What do you value? And who have I handed my peace over to for their comfort? When you can see that, you become radical. So our work then is to become more willing to reclaim perhaps what we've allowed or turned over to another, to reclaim it. This isn't in any way an act of grievance. It is what Howard Thurman would say in a spiritual sense of being mature and responsible, that in our affirming our freedom and understanding that we are free to live and to love and to experience and to reclaim what is ours, it's not an act of grievance. It is the mature thing to do, that in reclaiming what is ours, it's not a taking back. It is not a saying it with the chest. Let me remind you, it is a saying it with the heart. Excuse me. That belongs to me, and I am reclaiming it. That peace, it's mine. It belongs to me. When you know what you value, this teaching makes you radical. You are the teaching. And we must be willing to overcome the things that presents itself, as Ernest Holmes says, that may cause us to regress, to overcome to become. That's the work. again and again and again and again. Somebody ain't gonna say the right thing. Somebody ain't gonna do the right thing. Somebody ain't gonna do it the way you want them to do it. And the other piece in overcoming is just simply being aware. Living with a great deal of awareness. When you live with a great deal of awareness, you become radical. And so in our freedom then and desire to live from this freedom that we're talking about, where we are clear about what we value, then there's also the opportunity to become aware of when we are trying to control things. Because at some point in time, the classes, the meditations, the prayer, the donning of the robe, you know, it moves us into an understanding that nothing is ours. Nothing is ours to have and to hold. Nothing. I'm still talking about freedom. I'm still talking about the things of the teaching that make you radical. When you understand that nothing is ours to have and to hold, because oftentimes what follows to have and to hold is control. Y'all with me? So nothing is ours to have and to hold, but everything is available to us to experience. Not even, or let me say this, sometimes we even want to control our peace, but nothing is ours to have and to hold. In other words, we try to control peace in our life. Or we try to control love, or we try to control whatever it is. But nothing is ours to have and to hold, to try to control. No. Mature spiritual responsibility people know that what is here for us is here for us to experience and to love. And when you know that, overcoming anything, any situations that you might find in your life, you don't go to, you're not engaged in separation, trying to get back what you don't think you have. No, you're moved into a greater and a more fuller willingness to experience peace, and to experience love, and to experience life again and again and again, because we know everything is available for us to experience. So the moment you become aware that you're trying to control things rather than experience peace, ours is to overcome our temptation. The temptation to revert back to the old self, the temptation to live in separation, the temptation to seek what is already within us. We overcome the temptation again and again and again and again. Yes, the teaching is radical. And when you know what you value, you become radical. You become radical. Not radical in the sense that it's never been done, but radical because you're willing to do it again and again and again and again. You become radical. So this 4th of July weekend, let us drop back into our hearts, giving ourselves an opportunity to experience freedom in such a degree that we become so grateful for those who were here before us, our ancestors, those here at the center, and those in this universe, our ancestors. We have so much to be grateful for. Let us give all of our attention and all of our energy to our hearts, to the emotion of gratitude and thankfulness. We have a lot to be grateful for. Let us feel this gratitude in our hearts. So we have a lot to be grateful for. Freedom. Free to think, free to create, free to live, free to love, free to experience. Grateful. Free to change. Grateful. Feel it in your hearts. Today, we have a lot to be grateful for. For our freedom to think, our freedom to create, our freedom to live, our freedom to love, our freedom to experience the eternal and the infinite love and peace and joy. Feel it in your hearts. Feel it. Be grateful. Slowly, let us begin to bring our attention back. Slowly coming back. Come back, slowly. Come back. As we take a collective breath right here. Supported by our seats and grounded by our feet. We say, and so it is.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take
care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God, you are the place.
And so it is, and so it is. Let us all take a collective breath right here. Yes. So as our practitioners come forward and we move forward in our service to a time where we come to give and to share here at the center our tithes and our offerings. Our tithes and our offerings. Let's take this opportunity to acknowledge those who give online, those who are giving online now. Let us be moved into just a deep state of gratitude as we turn within for a moment of prayer. Becoming ever aware of the great power and presence which is greater than we are, available to us and through us and as us. As we so unite ourselves with it in every way today, we just allow ourselves in a full-on expression of freedom itself, of joy and peace and love, aware of the eternal and its givingness unto itself forever and ever and ever. And from that place and space in, we know that we can never outgive the giver, and that our giving then comes from a place of assuredness that we're engaged in life in such a way that as we give and share, that it is returned unto us, pressed down, and running over. So I know then that every cent that the Center of Peace receives today, that it moves us out into opening ourselves up to being even more radical than we have ever been, fully aware of what we value, affirming it and claiming it and knowing it to be so, experiencing it in such a way that we leave evidence we are forever changed, made whole, complete, and perfect. And that our lights might shine so that others might be curious themselves. This is good. So I'm grateful for every cent that we receive today. And I know, too, that the giver is blessed 1,000,000 times fold. Trust me, it can be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, I do give thanks. Truly, I do give thanks. And so it is.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all that is. Give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise
And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. So we've done it again. Let us all stand. So that we can float on up out of here. As the choir comes forward to lead us in the singing of our closing song, our release. And listen, wasn't Ricky the bomb? She was the bomb. As the choir comes forward, I want to remind you that if you'd like to have prayer or is desiring prayer today after service, that our practitioners stand ready to join you in prayer. They have on the purple stoves. You can easily find them. If you are desiring prayer but cannot stay after service, you can write your prayer request out and put it in the prayer box on the other side of the petition. Our practitioners will receive your prayer and we'll be praying for you all week long. And this is just as good a time as any time to remind you to call somebody and check in on them. Let them know that they matter and that they are loved. And if there's anything from service that's sitting with you, that's resonating with you, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with somebody. And if it's something that's been oh so good, invite them to come and be with us. So I think with that, we're all set and ready for our closing song.
And Ricky was on her international platform talking about you all too. She's still talking about being home in Philly.
Evidence.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Ooh. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through one more day, you have got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say, everybody.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm
on throughout our week, let me remind you, what you value as a question is a different question from what you desire. Let me start over. Take two. A different question. What you value versus what you desire. A different question. When you can answer the question, you become radical. Less of a desire to control and more of a desire to experience. And so it is. I let the Spirit.
I climbed the mountains, I crossed the sea. I called your name in every wind and every tree. I searched the temples, I read the signs. I thought you lived beyond the stars, beyond the lines. But the candle I was chasing through the night was already burning in my chest, that ancient light. All this wandering, all these years, all this longing dressed in prayers, and you were here, you were here. I found you inside me, not in the sky, not in the stone. I found you inside me, in the silence I had never known. Every seeker becomes the sought, every lover is the love they sought. I found you inside me, I was never, never alone. I thought you were a distant king on a golden throne, but you were the breath that breathed me, the marrow of my bone. I thought your face was somewhere I had yet to reach, but you were the longing itself, the thirst in my own speech. The wound inside my chest was where your light came in. The deeper I surrendered, the closer you had been. All this wandering, all these years, all this longing dressed in prayers, and you were here, you were here. I found you inside me, not in the sky, not in the stone. I found you inside me, in the silence I had never known. Every seeker becomes the sought, every lover is the love they sought. I found you inside me, I was never, never I am not a drop in the ocean, I am the ocean in a drop. I am not a spark in the fire, I am the fire I forgot. You didn't hide, I was looking away. You weren't silent, I just didn't know how to pray. In the deepest dark, in the quietest place, I closed my eyes and I found your You were the seeker, you were the path, you were the arriving, you were the home I always had.